Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Speedrun Link's Awakening DX 100%. In the last episode, we took out Dungeon 2, and in this episode, we're going to be making our way to Dungeon 3 and introducing quite a few new mechanics. So, to start with, we have a wall clip right off the bat in this episode. Wall clip down here, and you can just walk right through that flower without taking damage. And we start walking to the right. We're doing this to activate a warp that we will teleport to later in the game. The reason this saves time is because of save and quits. If this was a no save and quit category, we would not be doing this. So, yeah, that is that. Here's another situation where if we buffer a save and quit menu, we bring it up as quickly as it possibly can. Wall clip through that flower again, jump down here, and now we are going to be picking up a Heart Piece of Shame if I can actually jump. So then, here is another pretty major route divergence from Zorlax's route. In Zorlax's route, you would just continue on down to the prairie, and I'll point out where our routes reconverge, but in my route, we are going to be going through the forest. What we are going to be doing here is getting a heart piece, a seashell, and a capacity upgrade. This is our first capacity upgrade of the game. And this is the reason why I did not need to buy 20 bombs, is because I get this capacity upgrade now. So for the love of God, never say yes to this first option. The first option is powder. Second option is bombs. Third option is arrows. So what we want to do here is say no, and then yes. If you take the powder, your run is pretty much over. So don't say yes to the powder. The options that we go with are 2-2-1. And up here we have our first instance of bomb triggers or bomb glitch. Or bomb glitches, whichever one you want to call it. So, the way you execute bomb triggers is you want to move vertically, screen transition, and drop a bomb on the same frame, which seems kind of scary, but if you'll notice, I'm holding to the left here, and I'm not screen transitioning, because while you're in the air, you cannot screen transition. You can once you land, but you can't in the air. So we take advantage of this by lining up exactly with the screen transition, switching over to bombs, and now hold up left and bomb as you unpause. And that didn't work because of something that's kind of hard to explain. Oh, there it is again. So yeah. Subpixels are annoying, basically, is all I have to say. So there, that's ideally what you want to have happen, but for this bomb trigger in particular, I tend to hold start as I'm coming out of here, because basically, there. So if I had not held start there, I would have not gotten the bomb glitch. So now what I do is I just continue, like unbuffer up left and bomb again, and now it'll work. It's about 2 seconds slower to do it this way, but it guarantees that you'll get the bomb glitch every single time. So let me show it to you again. There you go. So that is bomb triggering this heart piece as opposed to super jumping to it like Zorlax does. And with that, now we save and quit and go back to the beginning of the cave. Now what I'm going to be doing here is getting another secret seashell that Zorlax does not get for quite some time, and that's actually the reason why I did not get the seashell in the village by the shop, because if I did that, I would have too many seashells right now, more than I need. You can cancel this text by just pressing B, and now you jump down right, and you start a picture. This is a picture with Bow Wow. And the routes are pretty much about to reconverge with Zorlax's right now. I just need to wait for this photo. There is a photo you can go get down here right now, but I get it later because it's faster to get it when you have the Pegasus boots equipped. So just make sure you're jumping all these diagonals. And make our way to the ferry, or to the prairie, I'm sorry. So, if you had been following Zorlax's route, you wouldn't have gone through the woods, and you would have ended up right here. But, yeah, so our routes are now reconverged. Down here, you want to get a bomb arrow, and then go to sword and feather immediately after. Now, one thing you need to make sure you do, 100%. Another thing where your run is over if you forget to do this. Do not forget to get the Richard picture, the dick pic. Do not forget this thing before you enter Dungeon 3, or else your run is done. If you finish Dungeon 3 before getting this picture, the game will assume that you've already gotten it, and you will not be able to finish your run. So make sure you get this picture now. And yes, at SGDQ we said Richard picture. Yes, we did mean dick pic. This is the dick pic. Anyway. Okay. So coming up here is probably one of my least favorite tricks in the game, to be totally honest with you. It is called Villa Skip. It allows us to skip getting all the golden leaves in Canalet Castle. Allows us to skip ever talking with Richard. And it's super annoying and no one entirely knows how it works. Basically, or I should say, we know how it works, we don't know how to get it consistent. Ideally, what you would do is you would slash this bush, jump down here, and then you would want to get an audio cue right there upon pausing your first time. That would be a perfect Villa skip, but that is rarely the case. So what you do is you just pause buffer like that until you hear that audio cue. And when you hear that sound of Link falling in the pit, you unpause and hold down. And you will fall all the way into the maze right here. So one thing that can help you potentially is if you walk and if you like kind of wall clip in, then you won't fall immediately. If you don't wall clip in, sometimes you just fall instantly into the hole. But yeah, like I said, one of those things that we don't really know exactly how to get it consistently. An ideal, or like an average Villa skip, I guess, is like 5 to 7 buffers, at least for me. A bad Villa skip, like a really bad one, is double digits. I've gotten upwards of 20 before. It's a bad time. Because each time you pause buffer, it costs you 2 seconds. So a 10 buffer or 11 buffer Villa skip versus a 1 buffer Villa skip is 40 seconds slower. Or 20 seconds slower. I'm sorry, math is difficult. Apologies. It's 20 seconds slower than a first try Villa skip. So it's something that is an easy place to lose time for kind of no reason at all, and it's sort of annoying, but and also to note, you can jump under here to go to skip cutting that bush above. Now we need our shovel. Another thing to note, another one of those, for the love of God, don't do this things. Do not pick up this leaf as you screen transition. What just happened here is I got a soft lock because I don't have the key in my inventory and I cannot dig the key back up. So if you screen transition as you pick up the key, or like I showed you earlier, then your game is soft locked and you cannot finish your run. So don't do that. Make sure that you are on this tile when you pick up that key. Now Maze Escape looks something like this. Pretty much what we're going to do here is wall clip in and go down not like that. There we go. And you fall right out of the maze. Basically, the game, because the game thinks you're on both of these tiles at once, it sees you're on this tile, it says, oh, there's no room here, there's no room here, and it pushes you all the way back down until they see the first available tile, which is this one right here. So, and that's kind of how that one works. Very, very useful trick. So, but it can be kind of tough to do fast, because if you fall into the pit, you go all the way back up there, so one potential safety strat is intentionally screen transition down and up right here, so that in case you fall in the pit, you'll respawn right next to it. But that's just a safety strat if you feel like doing that. It's really up to you what you want to do. Coming up here is going to be our first instance of water jumping or Jesus jumping. Basically, what we want to do is jump from here down to left, pause buffer until we're touching the water, and then you can jump off the water. So it looks something like this. Oh, that's bad. Well, I guess we're just gonna go with it. That's very, very bad. Okay, well, that's terrible. Whatever, I should have just fallen in the water anyway. So, okay. Basically, what it looks like is... that's a really bad one. Okay. Like that. And then you can buffer a jump to get to the other side in screen transition. What you want to do here is you want to have a 3 buffer or less on each one, which I am having very horrible luck at doing. This should be 2. There we go. So that, and then you'll notice that I'm constantly falling into the water here. If you just buffer a save and quit, and then unpause here, hold right and jump, you will jump over here. Make sure you're lined up at the top of this bush so that you can always pick up the seashell. If you miss that, that's a bad time. And now we're going to do another Jesus jump right here. Bad Jesus jumping today. And there we go. And there you go. So that is Jesus jumping. It's kind of hard to explain. It's something that you just need to practice and get the timing of kind of down. But yeah, that's pretty much how you want to do that. Coming up here, we have our last trick of this segment, which is we want to wall clip, like have our sword charged up, wall clip in here, and then hold down left, and you will clip into the keyhole. And open up the dungeon. So that is going to do it for this episode of Let's Speedrun Link's Awakening DX 100%. And in the next episode, we are going to take on Dungeon 3. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time.